ऐसे सुना गया है कि it's very expensive actually. Traveling is too far and very expensive. You're holidaying it, like, you know. So what would be, as a brand ambassador, what would be your initiative also, and people on the dais, actually dignitaries, to make it more, you know, viable for people to reach there actually?
So I think the details of how expensive or cheap it is something Dr. Beda can throw light on. But let me tell you, you started your question with "Suna hai ki kafi expensive hai." There's an assumption that it is expensive. Well, I've done my research, and let me assure you that Arunachal Pradesh is not an expensive state at all. In fact, in marketing terms, and Sudhanshu knows this, we call it VFM, value for money. So, you know, to see this kind of beauty and to see this kind of mysticism, and Sohail, I promise you, I'm not just saying this to, it's amazing that you're getting to see so much and such beautiful culture. It's a multicultural state. And these kind of sceneries and rivers and valleys, 7 valleys, if I may say so, it's unbelievable in the price that you're getting to see it in. So I don't think you can put a price to beauty, and that's not taking away from the fact that it's genuinely not expensive. Logistically, you know, Dr. Beda and me were discussing, you know, there are ALGs there, there are advanced landing grounds there, and he's probably more educated and better equipped to tell you, you know, logistically when all that is going to open up to the civilian population. But in general, there are chopper services. You can actually fly to Kilabari, right? You can fly to Lilabari, and it's a 1-hour drive to Itanagar, and there are 3 flights from Kolkata every week. So it is very accessible also, because in our head we always assume that it's right on the furthest point of the northeast, so it's not accessible. The point is, we've not really given it a thought. I am here to tell you, give it a thought. It's fantastic. Go out there, see the place, and fall in love with it.
Yeah, Mr. Dr. Saab, I just needed to ask you, actually, you know, it's an unexplored place, and there are lots of tribes also, like in the state. So are you really open to things, you know, like for the technology wise or the advancement, or there are certain things like, you know, maybe if you call up as a tribal people, there are lots of things which you don't really accept, like, you know, to grow up also. So those are also some few things which really is trying to, you know, disturb in the promotion of the state. Okay.
That's the reason why we are focusing on a sustainable development. All right. As John has already said, most of your questions are on assumptions. This is 21st century, and a lot of things have changed. I mean, you see these attires here. These are ethnic and exotic. However, a lot of things have changed. For example, I'm an IS officer. I'm from Arunachal, and I've served in Punjab 6 years. So it's not that things are still exotic, and, you know, things are back in 18th century, and people are not opening up. So that's not true. For example, John was mentioning about the Zero Festival of Music. We are trying to promote it as a Woodstock of the East. So people are very progressive. The mindset has changed. It's no more in the 19th century sort of thing. And whatever comes, the people are very opened up. I hope that answers your question. Yeah.
या डॉक्टर बेरा, आपसे मेरा यही है प्रश्न कि इसके आगे, क्योंकि वहाँ पे थोड़े जैसे आदिवासी लोग रहते हैं जो वहाँ की ब्यूटी है, तो वहाँ पे जैसे लोग जाते हैं तो सिक्योरिटी का आप किस तरीके से अरेंज करेंगे? कोई ऐसा रेस्ट्रिक्टेड एरिया है जहाँ तक आप जा सकते हैं, या उनके साथ में कोई गाइड जाएगा? इस तरीके की चीज़ें किस तरीके से डेवलप किया है?
अरुणाचल प्रदेश एक रेस्ट्रिक्टेड एरिया है, तो वहाँ आपको आने के लिए जो भारतीय जितने भी नागरिक हैं उनको इनर लाइन परमिट की ज़रूरत होता है, और फॉरेनर्स जो आते हैं उनको प्रोटेक्टेड एरिया परमिट रिक्वायर्ड होते हैं. तो नाउ दैट वी हैव मेड द पॉलिसी इन सच अ वे, फॉर एग्जांपल अर्लियर देयर वाज नो ट्रेन कनेक्शन, नाउ वी हैव अ डायरेक्ट ट्रेन कनेक्शन फ्रॉम गुवाहाटी टू ईटानगर. तो व्हेन यू अराइव इन द रेलवे स्टेशन यू गेट इनर लाइन परमिट. It's an inner line permit on arrival. Similarly, we have availed inner line permit also in the airport, Guwahati airport. So we have tried to make it as hassle free as possible. और जैसे मैंने पहले प्रश्न का भी उत्तर दिया, आदिवासी in the sense is not that John knows how progressive the northeast people are. And it's not that we are, frozen in time from culture point of view. So we are a very open society, very progressive society. And जितने भी ये hassles जो आप बोल रहे हो, हमने इसको as much as possible हमने facilitate करने की कोशिश की.
Hi John, this is congratulations to you. I'd like to know the connection between you and Arunachal Pradesh.
Well, I have, like I said, I have an affinity for the Northeast. And when I got the opportunity and the honor to be the brand ambassador of Arunachal Pradesh, I grabbed it. That's my connect. Now my connect is going to be even deeper because, and that's the way I work as well. You know, as a brand ambassador, I feel your job doesn't end there, it starts there. So my job and my responsibility would be of building not only tourism, but building the brand image of Arunachal Pradesh and what it stands for with Dr. Beda and with Satanshu and everybody involved. And I think that's very important. As a region, I'm in love with the region. As people, I'm in love with the people. I've always had an affinity for the Northeast, which is why I keep reiterating I have a football team in the Northeast when I was offered a football team anywhere in this country. So I think we're really missing the point when we don't go to the Northeast. We're really missing the point. And, without sounding controversial about it, but sounding honest about it, historically and especially historically, we've alienated the Northeast since a long time. And it's high time that we look at the Northeast and understand that that's our gateway into Southeast Asia. And even our respected Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, is actually concentrating on the Northeast. And I think that's very important because that's the new region. That's the region that's going to actually be the new baby. And I am very excited of being part of this entire process and growing with this process.
Yes, Mr. Joram, my question to you is...
Sorry, Mr.
I just
Sudhanshu.
wanted to quickly add to what John said to your question. I think it's more important. So, of course, John has certain association with Northeast. But the important thing which John will bring to table is to actually make sure that the youngsters of India, which is a youth icon, get interested in Northeast. You see, and there is nobody better than John to be able to do it. I've known him personally, and you can see it already, the amount of research he's done, and the way he's talking about, Arunachal Pradesh, he's already very knowledgeable. So the kind of passion, commitment, and professionalism John will bring, and being a youth icon, gives us great confidence that we'll be able to drive Arunachal tourism. And I think that's the job or the task at hand, is to drive Arunachal tourism in specific and tourism in general. And I think there is no better person. He's very well equipped because of the qualities he brings in and the fan following he has with the youth.
Yes, Mr. Joram. And it's good that everything is good since you have started. So my question to you is, what about the land which is grabbed by China? Are you missing that? And would you like to have that back?
Well, I think that's not the right forum to discuss, as the issue that you have raised relates to external affairs, and right now the subject is tourism.
Yeah.
So we'll limit to tourism.
Yeah, I think we will limit the questions to tourism. The question which you've raised is a relevant question, but this is not the forum to sort of address the question. I think that's
All you should know is that Arunachal is an integral part of India, and you will be surprised of all the northeastern states. When you come to Arunachal, we all speak Hindi. You'll be surprised.
Mr. Vath, this is a question. Going forward now, what are the future plans going forward? What kind of plans can we see?
Yeah, so this is as I was saying when I briefly spoke to you, I think, this is an area we want to open up. For Y18, if you ask me, we've done a similar type with Vivo, and I'm very excited that now Vivo as a brand is growing. So we are the ones who brought them here first time around. So I think everything which we did for them about a couple of years back, I think borne fruit, so which is very good. I think the second piece now, our association, so therefore, Be Viacom has the capacity to build and introduce brands in India. And and I think build brands for India and of India. In this case, it is our own brand, which is Arunachal Tourism. I think we are very confident that we'll be able to do this. I also feel that this is an experiment which I am confident that we should be successful on public-private partnership, because I personally feel moving forward, a lot of things, particularly in the area of tourism, but arguably in many other industries, have to happen in public-private partnership. I think that's where government of Arunachal Pradesh and ourselves will be able to drive this. And then, with John being there, so this is what we want to do to begin with. But we are in dialogue with several other governments as well. It may be premature for me to say at this moment. We are in dialogue with others as well. And we want to grow tourism as far as the country is concerned, because tourism, I come back to the same point. I think tourism has the highest potential to create jobs. And India does need to create jobs other than doing everything else. I think, there are, as 12 million people entering job market every year. So I think we need to create jobs rapidly. And tourism is the most labor intensive in that sense, or ability to create jobs. It has that piece. And we are committed to it as an organization as well for the country.
जॉन सर, मेरा सवाल है कि पहले भी आपको कई प्रदेशों के ऑफर आए होंगे, लेकिन आपने अरुणाचल प्रदेश को ही क्यों चुना?
सिंपल, मुझे नॉर्थ ईस्ट लगाव है, और जैसे मुझे ऑफर मिला मैंने सोचा भी नहीं, मैंने कहा कि आई वांट टू डू इट. एंड जियोग्राफिकली अगर आप देखोगे जिस तरीके से अरुणाचल सिचुएटेड है, you've got Tibet, you've got China, you've got Burma, काफी सारे इन्फ्लुएंसेस है वहां पे. एंड अ पर्सन, मैं एक ट्रैवलर हूं और ट्रैवलर की तरह सोचता हूं, आई थिंक देयर इज नो बेटर प्लेस देन अरुणाचल प्रदेश.
एंड सर, अक्सर फिल्में जहां शूट होती हैं वहां टूरिज्म बढ़ जाता है, ऐसा सुनने में आया, देखा भी जाता है.
वही मैंने डॉक्टर बेड़ा से कहा कि I'd like to take an entire film to अरुणाचल प्रदेश, तो उन्होंने मुझे करेक्ट किया कि नॉट एंटायर फिल्म जॉन, पहले वन शेड्यूल देयर एंड देन यू, क्योंकि मैं काफी एक्साइटेड टू एक्सप्लोर अ टेरेन. और हम लोग एटलीस्ट मैं अपने बारे में कह सकता हूँ और अपने इंडस्ट्री के बारे में कह सकता हूँ, वी आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल एज फिल्म मेकर्स, और हम ये चाहते हैं कि टूरिज्म जो एक एरिया में वो बढ़े. We'd like to see that, and I'm sure doctor can tell you there's a film that was shot recently there. ये भी रंग वहां पे शूट हुई थी, और हम यही चाहते हैं कि हमारी फिल्म भी वहां पे शूट हो.
Last two questions.
Hi John, this is Shanti. Wanted to know from you which time of the year is a good idea to visit Arunachal, and how many days? October
to mid-Feb, because after mid-Feb it rains, and October it's from October it's starting fantastic. So that's the best time to visit Arunachal Pradesh. Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to take time off personally to go there. In fact, we were discussing biking routes, and I was asking Dr. Beda which are the best biking routes. So he was mentioning some, because I like that space. I've done more than 3,000 miles in Europe. I've done quite a few thousand miles in the US, and I've done quite a few thousand miles in the rest of India. So I'd really like to go to the Northeast and Arunachal specifically to explore the space. The other thing I really enjoy is whitewater rafting. So these are two things. The third thing I enjoy, which we'll have to create space for, bungee jumping. Because I love that. You get to jump from anywhere, and I love jumping. So if we can create spaces like that, it'll be a lot of fun.
Fantastic. धूम मचाने आ गए हैं. Thank you so much, John, for making this possible, because I'm sure Arunachal Pradesh, Viacom 18, and you are going to be fantastic trio. Thank you, members of media. Lunch is being served.